Tell me about your anti-fascism and how Unite would be an active anti-fascist union under your leadership.
I've spent most of my, I'd say adult life, but before I was an adult probably, fighting fascism. I was suspended for school for organising what was in them days in the 70s, what we call School Kids Against the Nazis, SCAN. And we had a branch of it. And I went off with a load of mates to fight the fascists in Lewisham in 1977. And we got attacked by the police. And that was my first exposure, really, as a 15-year-old. It was my first exposure to the police on horseback, charging not the fascists that wanted to march through Lewisham, charging the protesters that wanted to stop fascists marching through Lewisham. And then they diverted them off and allowed them to have their protests wherever they wanted to have it. And that was my first experience, really. I'd had many little experiences before that, but that was my first sort of big collective experience. And the year after that, I was on the Rock Against Racism world and everything that took us to Victoria Park and that whole anti-Nazi League era and just the fight against the far right. And in them days, you could see the far right. You knew who they were. They were often standing on street corners, you know, in their groups, and they were attacking you. And it was really vicious. You know, right through my life, I've fought that, and I'm very proud to have fought that. And I'm very proud now, by the way, to lead our unity over division strategy, which allows that to take that fight off of the streets, if you like, and into our workplaces and back into our communities. Not that we don't fight fascists, on that there can be no safe place for a fascist. You know that more than anyone, Owen. You've been the victim of the far right and fascism for many a year. And I've been there when you've been under attack, you know. So, you know, we have to fight the fascists on the streets. If we have to fight the fascists on the streets, that's the reality of it. But equally, we have to win the hearts and minds, and we have to win the battle of ideas in our workplaces, in our communities, on the bus, down the pub, in our clubs, in our homes. Wherever that narrative of hate and division raises its ugly head, we have to address it and not just silence people, because you've got to get inside the mind that takes them on that journey to want to do harm or want to speak out in a hateful way against somebody else. So you have to challenge it in a different way. And that's why our unity over division strategy does. It enables people, it empowers people, and gives them the confidence to have them difficult conversations and steer them and try and recognize that people are where they are based on their life experiences very often. And we have to take that life experience and not rubbish it or belittle it, but take it and try to channel it and take them on a new phase of their life, a new journey. And that's what we do in Unity Over Division. And I'm incredibly proud of that. And we're in workplaces up and down our nations, across our union and outside of our union, internationally now, sharing it with colleagues in Germany, where we got a shared employer, BMW being one right now, where the far right in Germany are trying to organise in auto plants. And we're using the experiences we've got from our programme, Unity Over Division, in Germany with our sister union, IG Metall. So I'm astonished when I read some of this stuff on social media about I'm some right winger, you know, or I'm some apologist for the fascists or something. I've never been an apologist for the fascists. I've never been an apologist for the fascists. But, you know, taking people on a journey that are in that group right now is the right way, I think, to go about it. Them hard-nosed fascists, you've got to deal with them in a traditional way. But those that surround them, often looking for answers that are not coming from our party, that are not coming from our movement, but are easy answers thrown into them from the far right. You know, we need to take those people and we need to channel them, and we need to answer their questions and give them the hope that they need to channel their energy into something different. And I think we can do that.